Hello everybody. This paper shredder my friend gave to me is not working very well. It's really a nice shredder. It has titanium cutters on it. Can handle 16 pages, but watch what happens when I put a piece of paper in. That says anti-jamb. So the shredder thinks that I've got too much paper in it and I'm causing the jam feature to activate, which is clearly not the case. One sheet of paper should not cause the jam light to come on. You can run it manually in the forward or reverse positions. And it will shred, but you have to hold the button, which is not a very convenient approach. So it works fine in the manual mode, but very manual, and I'm going to try to fix this. Model SPL-TMC16A. I assume that the 22 sheet model is going to be a 22A. To remove the power head, you need to remove the four 10mm washers and nuts that are on both sides. The power head will come up, and then you have 11 screws that have to be removed to separate the top lid from the lower enclosure. You need a really long screwdriver to be able to get to some of those screws. There are 11 of them. There's a little safety switch right here in this slot that's activated by the bin. So the bin has to be in place for the safety switch to work. And the culprit is a Opto Switch. There's a little Opto Switch brown circuit board you see in the picture there. And when this lever is moved, there's a little disc that moves it between the Opto switch that blocks the light or allows the light to pass through. That Opto switch comes up to this connector right here, the red, yellow, black. So if you disconnect that Opto switch, and that Opto switch is there for the anti-jamb function, it's connected to this, so I think if you overload it, this is sort of a sensor. It says, oh, you got too much paper and this is going to jam, so it shuts the machine off. But as you saw earlier, the anti-jamb is on and there's nothing in it. It won't run. What makes the unit run is right through here. There is an optical transmitter and receiver. And when you interrupt the light path with paper, the unit turns on, the control times it, and then it shuts off after it senses no more paper. And as you just saw with the jam sensor disconnected, the unit runs exactly as expected. So that's the solution, disconnecting that. I am probably going to try to replace the Opto switch down there, but it's a little tricky to get to. Until I get ambitious enough, I'm just going to put the unit back together again with this disconnected, and it's going to run just perfectly. I just pay attention not to put more than the allotted number of pages into the machine, but it should work just fine by disconnecting the anti-jamb switch. The brown circuit board you see there with the little black screw and the 3 wires, that's the anti-jamb sensor. And if I move this lever right here, should be able to see the it's sort of the interrupter. Everything that I could see suggests that the transistor switch inside that optical switch has failed. But with it disconnected, the shredder works just fine. You can see a fair amount of gunk and junk on that circuit board. I don't know where it came from, but that's not a good indicator. I got a strong suspicion that that part has failed. Kind of a bitch to get to because of this plastic cover. I think you have to pull the whole guts out to be able to get that cover, this plastic cover off. That plastic cover appears to be just a dust cover to keep all the paper dust from accumulating. I have tried to put some compressed air on that optical switch just to make sure there's no debris. Allow me to show you that it's working perfectly now. So by disconnecting the jamb switch, you have no jamb protection, but at least the shredder's working. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, how about a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel.